All right, we're here at the Casino Park Velodrome, which is a big bicycle track with those huge sloped sides. I actually have one. Yep, and here's my velo body with the huge sloped sides. This is what we're getting rid of, but some interesting stuff here. I want my learning process to be your learning process, whoever this is here who's watching this. So I made the decision to eliminate wheat, oats, barley from my diet. How tough this seemed originally, because I already stopped smoking, stopped eating meat and dairy all at the same time. Boom. I did that for like a month, and I saw some weight gains and I felt better. But then, when you go like vegan, you have to start to like pay attention to what you're eating and really look at the, start to pay more attention to the food. You're not just throwing everything into your mouth, So you're starting to pay attention, and I had some guidance from a friend who was also, helping to get me back into the martial arts. I was doing jiu-jitsu years ago, and now I want to get back into that again. And I joined the gym, and I'm doing, doing jiu-jitsu classes there, and also doing privates on the side with him. Luke Cuomo is his name. He's an ex-UFC guy, and he's also well into, nutrition and fitness. You can look him up at #MasterLukey online. He has like his own food thing going on, his own safe martial arts thing going on. A lot going on. Check it out. But here, now I started to pay more attention to what I'm eating and listen to him and everything. And eliminating the wheat is something, believe it or not, quitting smoking, yeah, that was tough. And stopping the meat and the dairy. Done the meat before. I've been a vegetarian for long periods, so I knew that would be no big deal. But the dairy, that was weird. Dropping the dairy. And I've dieted, and I've done the vegetarian thing for a while. And I've quit smoking before, but I never did those two things at once. I quit smoking once for 5 years. Why I went back, it's like I dieted, I got thin, and then I quit smoking. Quitting smoking made me gain the weight back, then started smoking again. I was worse off than I was even before. I had gained back even more weight than I had lost. And this was over the course of a couple of years, that whole transformation, that whole thing going on. But this time, I want to quit the smoking, the meat, the dairy, all at the same time. And now I'm learning that the wheat could potentially be something that you're addicted to. You just got to look into it. That book, Wheat Belly, is a good place to start. But it just leaves you in a place where you're like, okay, wheat needs replacement. Like, you don't really have to replace meat. You don't really have to replace dairy. Why do you have to replace that? You know what I mean? You're drinking other things, but it's not, you're just not drinking milk. You're just not eating cheese. Why do you need to replace that? You really don't. But wheat is something, it's kind of like you need to replace that, because unless you're just really okay with just eating plates of just vegetables laying there on a plate, which isn't always a bad thing, but it's almost like you got to have something. There's got to be something there. There's got to be like a combination of things, Combinations of what you eat are very important too, for health and stuff. So I started to learn that wheat, oats, grain, those kinds of things are bad. They're like seeds from grasses. And that seeds from other things besides grasses are okay. And then you're like, okay, what are those? You know what I mean? One of them, interestingly enough, was excuse me. Nope. Is buckwheat. Buckwheat shouldn't even have the word wheat in it. I've done a couple of videos on this already. Finding the pasta was very difficult. I finally found out what the pasta was reminding me of. I'm Jewish. My grandmother used to make kasha varnishkas. It's like an old Russian, Polish kind of meal that has pasta in it, but the pasta isn't really necessary. It's like just pasta just kind of thrown in there. I think that's what the varnishkas part is. With varnishkas, I think is Yiddish for the bow tie pasta. You could just eliminate that. You don't even have to worry about replacing it with anything. Um, but here it is. Kasha. I mean, I actually found it. What is this? What is kasha? Never knew. Eating the whole wheat, not the whole, sorry, no whole wheat. Eating the buckwheat pasta made me, it reminded me the flavor of something from my childhood, and it was the kasha. What is this? What is kasha? The ingredients are organic, lightly roasted buckwheat groats. That's the ingredients. And groats, they kind of come out like that. So this, what is the, all of these things that I'm going to show you, they all follow kind of like the same formula. 1 part of this stuff, 2 parts water. So I bought, and then for water, don't trust your tap water. I bought like these. I bought these big distilled Poland Spring things, just so you know, you're not getting, like you're buying bottled water. It's like then you're cooking with the water already. First, you're getting fluoride in there. You're getting potentially, chlorine. Who knows what city you live in and what they're putting in the water. Who knows what's in this bottled water? But I mean, at least you got a better chance. It's distilled, it's boiled. Any heavy metal elements that are inside of it can be left behind. A lot of you people, you live in houses that are kind of old. You wouldn't even know. You fix up the house is beautiful. You don't know what's underground. The pipe that goes from the water main to your house could be made of lead. It could be old. It could be an old pipe, and you don't even know that that's made of lead. And every time all the water that's passing through your house is potentially picking up lead. Not something that you're going to die from in a day. But I mean, if you're going to be cooking healthy, those were $1.39 for a big, huge gallon like that. I mean, so throw an extra $1.39 on it, you know what I mean? But all of these things are going to follow the same formula. It's 1 part of this stuff to 2 parts water. So it's like a cup of this, 2 cups water. Cover, simmer 15 minutes until the water is absorbed. Done. That's what all of these things are like. That's what you're going to do with this. That's what you're going to do with all of these things. These are going to be things I'm going to show you that are just basically going to replace your wheat, your other flours, your rice, your pasta, your grains, any kinds of grains. This stuff, not the same. Doesn't have all that. You got to look up this with wheat, how crazy this is. This is another. These are called pseudo-cereals, by the way. They're not cereal grain. Cereal grains are wheat, oats, barley. These are not cereal grains. They're pseudo-cereals, they're called. Look it up on Wikipedia. Pseudo-cereals. I started learning this. This was fascinating. Fascinating. Millet. That's another one. Directions. 3 cups water, 1 cup millet. Okay, so this one is like 1 cup of water, 3 cups water to 1 cup of this stuff. Bring it to a boil, reduce, simmer 30 minutes until the liquid is absorbed. Remove from heat, let stand covered 10 minutes. Fluff with a fork and serve. It's like rice. It's like the same as cooking rice. It's going to taste a little different. It's not going to taste bad. It's going to taste different. I think the buckwheat tastes awesome. I mean, I remember from as a kid eating the kasha. But I bought these. I never tried the millet yet. I'm going to try the millet. There's a few of these, and I bought like 1 of each of them today. Here's another one. Amaranth. Amaranth. This one is tiny. They're like tiny little pellets. And this one is 1 part grain, 2.5 parts water. See, so this one they want a little more water. Whatever, simmer until tender, 18 to 20 minutes. They're all going to be a little different. I would trust, what they write. All organic. This is organic too. I'm going to tell you the prices. The millet was $4.59. The amaranth is $3.79. $5.39 was the millet. $3.79 for this. The kasha was $10.99. Expensive one, that kasha. Is it, or am I late? No, that's not. I'm sorry, I'm doing it. The kasha was cheap. The kasha was $3.79. The amaranth is $5.39. The millet was $4.59. And I got another one of these seeds. Quinoa is the one I've been talking about. Another one that's organic. And research these. Same thing here. Oh, this one is 2 cups water, 1 cup quinoa. It's all different kinds of quinoa, all different colors and different ones. So with these you have quinoa, amaranth, millet, and buckwheat, which is the kasha. You can try 4 of these varieties instead of just pasta. You have pasta, you just have pasta. What do they make pasta in? Different shapes? What variety is that really? It all tastes the same. What's the difference if it's in a spiral, a bow tie, an elbow, a linguine, angel hair, spaghetti, rigatoni? Well, they're all the same. They all taste exactly the same. They have the same texture, the same flavor. At least these, they're all different. They all taste different. And yeah, is it more expensive? Is buying a bag of this? And this fills out. This gets a little bigger. I mean, this fluffs up. So, it's going to be a little bit more than what you see in this package. Just like rice, just like anything else. It's going to be a little bit more. It gets a little bigger. But yeah, it's a little bit more expensive than, let's say, a box of pasta. Yeah, not that much. I mean, the amaranth was $3.79. I mean, how much is a box of pasta that's going to make that much? There's a difference, but nothing crazy. I got some other stuff that I'm learning about. Coconut oil. This coconut oil, this is called refined. They have virgin and refined. The virgin kind of tastes like coconuts. You know what I mean? It's like you could use it as a coconut oil and it has the coconut flavor. When it's refined, still organic, still nothing unnatural about it, but they refine it more. And it's made for cooking, so I can saute now my vegetables and stuff without. Not that olive oil is bad necessarily, but maybe this is a little healthier. This is better. This is better than butter. It's better than obviously it's not non-dairy, organic, refined, expeller pressed coconut oil. That's what's in here. Non-GMO, USDA organic. And I even bought organic olive oil for myself. And I'm out of my Killer Bee honey, so I got myself another Killer Bee honey. And I like the honey so much, I'm trying a different one. I'm trying a organic honey, a Madhava. Pure and raw, 100%. I mean, that's what was, let me see, that was the one. This is $10.99. And the coconut oil was $8.99. This is $6.99. And the spring waters, the 2 spring waters were $1.39 a piece. This was under $50. Everything that I'm showing you here, under $50. And this is this is plenty of these seeds. This is plenty. I mean, you know what I mean. And then you throw some vegetables into the mix, and that's what you're mixing with all of these seeds when you're cooking them. So this is what I'm learning. To stay off the wheat, this is what you got to do. This is the direction you have to go. There's 4 examples here, without even using pasta or getting creative with them, because they get creative with these seeds. They grind these seeds into like a flour, and you can bake with them. So you can make baked goods using these ground seeds as the flour. And I'm not a big baker anyway. I don't really bake cookies myself or whatever, but I see where they actually have this stuff, So we'll see. Take care.